Hey guys, welcome to the video um, explaining polls. So polls is another feature in Optinjoy. I would be using a dummy data already set up so I can walk you through how to create um, polls in Optinjoy. So to begin, you also have a polls dashboard just like we had in forms. You can do a number of things, and if you are upgraded to a higher package, if you haven't, please do. You get responses, so you can actually download responses to your polls. Same with your quizzes and your calculators. So to create a new poll, you can create from scratch, or you can create from template. So let's say create from scratch. Let's call this poll test. You can also do any of the poll types, either a popover or welcome mat. Let's go with a popover. Now, what you have here is also the ability to choose a theme. So you can pick any of the themes that would be listed here. We would soon add that into the software. So to begin, you just go to message. That's the first tab to start at. And this is where you customize the welcome screen. This is where you ask the main question to your poll. So in the dummy data that I have, we're asking what are your thoughts regarding content marketing trends for 2019? And which trends do you think, so a description is which trends do you think would fade or gain this year? So I would just walk you through how that pretty much works. So I'll copy from here and paste in here as well. So this is the heading. What are your thoughts regarding content marketing trends for 2019? And then a subheading. Then I can also change the button text. So take a poll, and then what happens at the end? You say thank you for taking a poll. Remember that you can also customize this as well. You can also customize your subheading. You can customize the heading as well. So just highlight. And if you want to make it bold, you want to increase size, you can easily do that from here. When you're done with that, you go to the next tab, which is your questions. So this is where you're asking questions in your poll. So using the dummy data that we have, you can see a bunch of questions that we're asking. Number one question is which of these content types would gain this year with various options? Which of these is likely to fade away? Which of these would make a comeback? So let me just enter some of these so that at least you see how it works. So you click add question, you add your question title, and we have different options. You can either have options that are text format, or you can have options that are image format. So you want people to pick between 2 images or 3 images, for example. So if we go with text format, submit. So you've submitted this question into the software. Then you add your options. So what are the options for people to pick from? So which of these content types would gain this year? So I can say, for example, blogging. Yeah, so these are my options. Yeah, and I can also delete it if I don't want that option anymore. So let's do blogging. Let's do podcasts. All right. If these are the only 2 options you want as part of this question, then you can just add another question. Now, let's say the next question is which of these is likely to fade away? Paste that into the questions title field. Is also text format for the options. Submit. Add options. So let's say videos. And let's say infographics. Yeah, submit. So if these are the only two questions that I want to ask, I can just, this is the end of this section. If these are the two questions you just want to ask, you want to add more questions, just click add questions and then add options. You can always add more options later on. So I might put blogging in here as well. All right. And then the next section, which is appearance. Again, just like the form, you can change background colors, you can change the image, you can make the overlay a bit lighter, for example. You can also change the border, use a border style, change the button, and then if you are making changes, for example, to this, maybe in terms of color, you can also decide, okay, I want the color of the question and options as well to be changed. So maybe you want this to be red, for example. Yeah. You can also change the font family and font size. Again, you can also choose if you want this to be large, you want it to be small, or medium size. Then you have, at the end of your poll, we would display a screen asking them to put in their email address. This is your opportunity to grab people's attention and then get them to put in their email addresses. So you can also customize what you want here. So you can say your email address, change the placeholder, and change the heading as well. Join our mailing list, for example. The next tab is the behavior tab. Again, just like the form, you can set when you want this form to show, either on page load or on exit or just first visit, and then how many seconds before it loads up. So if you can, it defaults to 3. You can set it to 5, 1 second if you want. Frequency as well. What should happen when this person subscribes? Should we direct them to another URL? Display rules for the different devices, and maybe if you want to limit it to a certain page or certain pages. And then your tracking pixel, which will be fired off when this form is loaded. So when you're done, you just click publish poll. Again, we give you a code. You can integrate this code into your head tag, and it will call that poll each time someone lands on your site. Again, if you don't want to integrate it to your website, you can just grab the hosted form link, just click copy, and you can share this with anyone that you want to, so they can also take your poll. So that is an overview of polls. You get your data, number of visits, number of subscribers, and then you can go in and check your responses. So these are my options that were chosen, and I haven't taken the poll, so it's still 0-0. And you can copy this, you can download, you can do whatever you want with it. So that's an overview of polls. Hope it was clear. Cheers, guys.